Watchful Eyes of VI. The 5th of January 2025. The first thing Ravi Patel noticed was the silence. He had lived in Old Vanchi for over 30 years, and the streets had always been alive with sound, vendors shouting over one another, motorbikes weaving through traffic, stray dogs barking in the distance. But tonight, as he walked past the old market, it felt different. The usual hushed conversations in the alleys had disappeared. The men who gathered outside the tea stalls, swapping stories over steaming clay cups, sat in uneasy quiet. No one laughed, no one whispered, because tonight, the cameras were watching. The city's new eyes, perched on every streetlight, mounted on building corners, and even hovering from drone patrols, the new AI-powered surveillance cameras scanned every passerby with cold, unblinking precision. A blue glow pulsed beneath their lenses, analyzing faces, monitoring body language, cross-referencing data in real time. The government had called it a revolution in crime prevention. To Ravi, it felt like a cage. As he turned the corner into the main road, he heard a voice behind him. "Don't stop, just walk." It was Farhan, the shopkeeper from the street across his. Ravi didn't turn his head, but he listened. "They arrested Arjun this morning," Farhan murmured. "Didn't even tell him why. His shop was empty by noon." Ravi's stomach tightened. "What do you mean?" Farhan sighed. The cameras flagged him as high risk. He'd had a fight last week with a customer. Someone reported him. The system tagged him as potentially violent. That was enough. Ravi felt a chill crawl up his spine. The flawed system. Just ahead, he saw two officers in dark blue uniforms standing beneath a street lamp, their faces bathed in the cold glow of the surveillance feed. The screens flickered with real-time data, names, identification numbers, behavioral scores. Ravi could even see his own face, captured just moments ago, accompanied by a security rating. Low risk. For now, he knew better than to stop. He walked past them, keeping his head down. But then, from the corner of his eye, he saw a young boy, no older than 15, being pulled aside. The officers scanned the boy's ID, their brows furrowing at something on their screens. The boy pleaded, his hands shaking. I just went out past curfew last night," he stammered. "I was getting medicine for my mother." One of the officers sighed. "You were flagged for repeat anomalous behavior. You've been out past curfew 3 times this month. That's enough to warrant questioning." The boy's breath hitched. But the officer's metallic baton tapped against the pavement. "Come with us. No place to hide." Ravi forced himself forward, even as his hands clenched into fists. This wasn't law enforcement. This was AI deciding who was guilty before a crime was ever committed. In some distant control room, an algorithm, cold, neutral, unfeeling, had already determined this boy's fate. Tomorrow, the city officials would announce that crime had dropped. That Vanchi was safer than ever. But Ravi knew the truth. People weren't committing fewer crimes. They were just too afraid to be seen.